Hello, one and all. I'd like to discuss a very interesting topic today: political violence and why it's usually counterproductive. It's not always counterproductive, but it usually is. Anyway, uh, let's look at, Martin Luther King, for example. Before we go into his eventual martyrdom, we will look at the tactics of one of his adversaries, Bull Connor. Bull Connor, just he was the guy who sick dogs on him, shot the Freedom Riders with fire hoses and things like that, and sent the police to go beat people up. Notice that was counterproductive. Somebody, I think it was I don't know if it was John F. Kennedy or who it was, but somebody said the civil rights movement should thank God for Bull Connor, and that was so true. Because, he basically created a lot of public sympathy. And on the flip side of the coin, look what happened after Eric Garner died. This guy decided to kill two NYPD officers before going on a New York subway and committing suicide. The NYPD, not soon after that, declared itself a wartime police department and that they would conduct themselves accordingly. As a result, that led to more aggressive policing than there previously had been. And, maybe, maybe you're one of those guys that votes. Maybe you're the guy who writes his congressman. Maybe you're the guy who leaves angry comments on YouTube or Facebook. But maybe you're not thinking about that at all. Maybe you're thinking about shooting up a mosque. Maybe you're thinking about blowing up a government building or hijacking an airplane and holding the passengers hostage. It's probably not going to work out the way you hope. In fact, I can almost guarantee you it won't. It's like look at the actions of Brenton Tarrant. Look at the actions of Gavin Long. Look at the actions of Timothy McVeigh. Look at the actions of Nidal Hasan. Was there any general uprising after their deeds? Was there any sort of great revolution? Did was there a mass hysteria cause where everybody went up in arms? Were there mass protests? No, no, and no. And it's like, people don't understand how quickly people forget, especially in this country. Can you even name some mass murderers? How many mass murderers can you name? I can name a bunch because I've done a lot of research, but it's very hard to find anybody who even remembers these people's names. And it's like, who's that guy? It's like, what? Oh, yeah, him. Didn't he make a rap album or something? In any case, if you're planning on on initiating any kind of political violence, be it, whatever you are. I don't care if you're a communist, I don't care if you're a Muslim, I don't care if you're a white nationalist, a fascist, if you're a black power activist or whatever. It's just political violence. It's probably going to hinder whatever cause you're trying to advance. Why do you think they are false flag attacks? Why? Why would they do that? Because it makes the other side look bad. You're probably not going to help anything by committing an act of political violence. You're just going to throw your life away and destroy a few other people's lives needlessly, and But your actions will be forgotten, and there will be law. There might be a few laws passed to block whatever you were trying to accomplish. You see, there is still a lot that can be done. And, the way things work on the political spectrum in America, this isn't a third world country. But it might very well be. I mean, it's like, if you intend to go to war against the government, or whatever, or society as a whole, you are not, it's going to be over before it even starts. Because, you're not going to get a whole bunch of lazy fat asses off their couch to go to a protest, let alone pick up a gun and risk their lives against a military machine that spends, more on its defense budget than, the next 13 biggest spenders combined. A huge percentage of people in this country, I can't remember what it is, won't even get off their asses to go vote. How the fuck are you going to start a revolution? How the fuck are you going to do that? But let's ignore all this. Let's ignore the fact that most people would not bother to get off their asses. Let's ignore the fact that the U.S. military is the strongest military force in the history of man. Let's ignore the fact that there's a huge power disparity between the citizenry and the government. Let's say, despite all of this, you manage to win. That's right, win. The government is overthrown, and you or your people are now in charge, running things. It's still probably not going to work out the way you hope. In fact, it probably most likely won't. There will be somebody to replace them, and that somebody will be just as bad, if not worse. We've seen it time and again in the Middle East. And worst of all, you will not have a comfortable life. The infrastructure will be destroyed, agriculture will be devastated, there'll be starvation, there'll be famine, there'll be poverty, there'll be disease, there'll be sporadic violence all over the place. And if you think they're bad now, wait until the smoke clears after a revolution, civil war, uprising, whatever you want to call it. Political violence in a first world country is just a dumb fucking idea. You're not going to accomplish anything by killing people, by killing citizens, by killing blacks, by killing whites, by killing Muslims, by killing Christians, by bombing abortion clinics, by shooting cops that are sitting in their car. You're not going to do anything by assassinating a politician. You're just going to make him a martyr. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And don't do anything stupid. Don't do anything to throw your life away. And don't do anything that's counterproductive. See you later. Peace. And I mean that.